So chapter 2 in our textbook is called A Journalism Life. And even though it's one of the first couple chapters, so it might not seem like it's got a lot of substance in it, I think it's extremely important and it has a lot of lessons in it. So the main ideas in this chapter are be curious and live your life in a way that makes you a better journalist. And it does give you some tips for that. It has an always list and a never list. On the always list is always be on the clock, and on the never list is never talk more than you listen. And it has a bunch more tips like this, and I think they're all actually really important and really relevant. And I think especially more now than ever, because in today's climate, we really need good journalists, and good journalists know how to tell good stories. This particular chapter is just one small step, but it really helps you. It provides you guidance and helps you live your life in a way that will allow you to be a better reporter, watch out for more stories, and know how to tell the good stories from the bad. When it comes to social media, it's just one of those things where it's become so prominent in our society that love it or hate it, you just have to live with it. And hopefully as journalists in the future, we can learn to profit from it more than we suffer from it. So starting off with a negative aspect of social media and journalism, for reporters it means more stuff to do, and it's essentially a requirement at every job you're going to go to is to be social media savvy. And now, in addition to writing and editing your own content, shooting your own video, taking pictures, in addition to that, you now have to find ways to share it on all kinds of different platforms. You have to create a Facebook post or tweet it. And in addition to that, you might have to create a likable personality for yourself online to gain a following to get more readers. So that can be a bad thing as well as a good thing, because it can also mean that you have a more loyal base and that you can reach more people, especially if you have a likable personality online. And another positive thing is your work reaches a lot more people, and it's a more diverse audience at that. And same goes for newspapers. Newspapers can use social media to their advantage by posting stories and hopefully reaching a broader audience than just their physical papers would have. And in newspapers, a bad thing for them is in the digital age, fewer and fewer people are actually turning to papers to get their news and instead are turning to social media. So that means I think that's something that's contributing to the death of a lot of small newspapers across the country. So that's something to be concerned about and watch. And as far as general attitudes go with social media and journalism, I'm a little worried about this one personally, because it's become harder and harder for people to tell which news is fake and which news is from a legitimate source, especially if they are not very media literate. So when it comes to advice for this class, I would say my biggest piece of advice would be to watch that publication deadline. It comes at you so fast, and if you are not prepared, you will be left scrambling the week before everything is due, trying desperately to go to the Kernel and get 2 stories, and you're not going to have your choice of stories. You're going to be really stressed out. It's not fun. I don't recommend it. I recommend pretty much immediately after class starts, the first couple weeks, go to the Kernel, directly ask them for stories. If you don't hear back, be persistent, email them, email the editor. They're all really nice and they understand and they need people to write for them, so they don't care if you are a little persistent. They just want people to write stories for them, so just go there today, get it over with. You'll be glad you did. So for the 6 reporting assignments, the first one was the preview reporting assignment, and that was basically where you're given information about an upcoming event and you have to provide a little preview for it. They're all a page and a half at least, but the preview story is just really straightforward, except the only thing is you have to ask a faculty member for a quote or 2 about the story and include that. So once again, don't procrastinate getting a quote. Just go pretty much right away and ask people. Everyone in the journalism faculty is super nice and understanding, and they've been asked to do this a million times, so they won't mind. The next reporting assignment is the obituary reporting assignment, and It is a little strange. It's you interview a living faculty member and then write their obituary. Once again, kind of weird, but everyone's really nice and understanding and they'll know what it's for. So the interview reporting assignment, this one is one of the longer ones, but it's also more fun to write. Basically, you talk to someone that you don't know super well and you ask them questions about their life or something that happened to them and pretty much write a feature on them. The public meeting assignment was fun. You go to like a town council work session and then you report basically the highlights. So it can be like either sometimes it's a really long meeting, sometimes it's a short meeting. Just depends on the meeting you go to, but you have to pick two key events for the most part and just kind of recap them. And then the speech reporting assignment, that is where you attend like a speech or lecture that Dr. Hartman will give you essentially. He'll assign it. You go there, you take notes, pretty much just notice what the speaker says so you can have quotes, maybe record it. And then you just write you just recap it pretty much. And then the breaking news assignment it's one of the more stressful assignments. Basically in class you are given details about breaking news and you have 15 minutes for a Q&A and then you just write the story with the remaining time left in class. So I think that's about it, and good luck with Journalism 301.